In today's video, we're going to be talking all about tee height. So before I get started, I want to know, are you low, medium or high? The most common one that I see in coaching is the low tee. That's because the majority of golfers actually hit down on the golf ball, and the feedback you get from hitting down on a golf ball that at the correct tee height is you normally get a skied shot really high in the air, or it creates even more spin and you get the slice shot to the right hand side. If you hit down on the golf ball with a low tee, you'll get a really low squirty drive, or it may add the spin and get to a nice height. One thing that happens with this tee though, I can almost guarantee you are losing an awful lot of distance. For the majority of golfers, if we can move from this tee to this tee, you will 100% gain 20 to 40 yards, okay? The sweet spot of a driver is just above the equator line of the club face. So it's not at the bottom, it's not in the middle, and but it is just slightly above the equator line. Obviously too high and we could hit the crown of the face and sky the ball. Golfers that hit the golf club too low on the face will create more backspin. Low heel, massive amount of backspin. Low toe, low backspin but very low distance. Middle of the club face is a lovely place to be, lovely feeling off the face, and it will go a nice distance. Slightly above the equator line, we lose spin. So as long as we've got speed and launch, we can hit the ball a lot further. I feel like it's very much common knowledge at this point now that every golfer knows we need to hit up on the driver. That's everyone knows it, okay? How do we do it is always the key. So for golfers that have ended up at a tee height this high, it's often because you hit down on the golf ball that skies it into the air. You may be surprised to know that it's not actually by hitting up on the golf ball too much. If you hit up on the golf ball too much, you'll tend to go to this tee height and start the driver head about 6 inches behind the golf ball. So by the time you get to the ball, you're hitting it on the up. If you hit it on the up and you hit the ball too high and you think you need to lower the tee, you'll probably encounter the occasional fat shot where you hit the ground first, or you'll top the golf ball. So this is my pet hate, the low one, because people with high swing speeds, with low swing speeds, no matter what your swing speed, you're losing a massive amount of distance, 20 to 40 yards plus, because hitting down on the golf ball from here will create a massive amount of spin. So if this is you now, the next time you go to the driving range, I want you to tee the ball up. Half of the ball goes on top of the crown of the driver, and we need to learn to hit the ball from that position. That's what I've seen in the past as the fastest way to improve your angle of attack into the golf ball. Because if you can adapt your body to this golf ball here, take your setup and just make sure that your head stays slightly behind the golf ball at setup. So I would often go golf ball, club head, my head's looking right at the very back edge of my driver. And if I can feel like I'm staying in that position, so my club's, the bottom point, the low point of my golf swing actually goes underneath my head, then as I come into the golf ball, I'm working my way up. If I do that with this tee, it could sometimes work, but I could often get too much under the ball. I don't see this one too often. If you are too high, you're probably gonna have to tee the ball up a good, kind of put your club head a good 6 inches or so behind the ball. Make sure you stay there, and that way you can get some really nice drives. But the one I want to really work on is the correct tee height. Let's get the club in behind the ball, about 1 inch behind the ball position inside the left heel, head behind my driver head, and this is the bit where I need to make sure I rotate my lower body, create the power, allow my left hip to really work up through impact, but I make sure that my sternum, my spine angle and my head don't also get too far forward. I also don't want to see golfers over exaggerate. I see too many golfers kind of go there, and now we're miles away, and for too much of this way, spine angle relationship to my hips, I'm going to really struggle to get any sort of flexibility in my rotation. So I'd often say, right, club in behind the ball position inside my left heel, head goes in behind the driver head, feel that rotation still get a nice big backswing, fire that lower body through, staying in posture, rising up through that lead hip, but my head is still going to stay behind the golf ball, hitting up. Just like that. Oh my God, that's probably the best I've ever done. Oh, it's just unbelievable. Oh, I need to listen to myself more. I need to listen to myself more because that was ripped. That was, oh. I can't do that with this tee though. If I'm a golfer that hits down on the golf ball, two things are going to happen. I'm going to hook the club face, I'm going to hit it really low, maybe hit it low and left. Otherwise, if I hit the golf ball and I hit just a little bit down, then what happens now is it's got massive amount of spin, a little bit left to right, just cleared the sand, which is about 240, and I've lost a huge amount of distance. So the best technique, the best drill is once you understand where the height of the tee needs to be relative to the driver, which I hope you do now, go and practice hitting the golf ball from there. Figure out how your body can adapt, making sure you've got still maximum rotation to stay behind the golf, but you stay behind the golf ball. If you're a golfer that hits down on the ball, that medium tee height is going to break your heart. So maybe stick some tape along the top of your driver until you're used to that movement. Never ever go down to that low tee driver. It's going to lose you so much distance. So just by getting your tee height correct, understanding how your body needs to work relative to the golf ball, you can gain 30 to 40 yards just from this video. And honestly, by doing all of that, we've just helped improve your impact, we've just helped improve your swing path position as well, because you can't really hit up on the ball if you're massively out to in. The majority of golfers that do swing it from out to in generally tend to hit down on the golf ball, because look how high the club is to hit down. Golfers that swing it from the inside, club head's a lot lower, they can hit up. If you focus purely on angle of attack, this tip will actually also help you with your swing path as well, which is like a little Brucey bonus. So definitely give this a try. Just work from the correct tee height, persevere. I promise you 30, 40, sometimes depending on what you're doing, 50 yards of distance just from the correct tee height, and understanding and having the education around what you need to do and practicing it. Practice, practice, practice. You will always get better. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please do hit the subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Content coming out 4 times a week, coming at you thick and fast, from tips to course vlogs to challenges. You name it, I think I've pretty much got it covered. Also, if you want a golf lesson with myself, follow me on the Skillest app. Look for my name. My link's also in the description below, and I'm more than happy. I would love to give you a golf lesson and help you out, interact with you personally on the app as well. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon.